Cardinals were Jeremy's 2020 NFC best team. Obviously, that didn't come to fruition. I tried to tell you coming into the season that they were going to be right around that 8-8 mark. They were going to be just about a 500 team. And now I think they're not going to be around middling, but they are going to be the third best team in this division.
I disagree with you. Record-wise, they might be because I don't like their schedule compared to what San Francisco has the easiest schedule in this division.
Absolutely.
Looking at the Cardinals schedule, excuse me, I do see how you could think they would end up third in this division. I just like this team so much.
I mean, the team is nice. You've got a lot of nice pieces on the team. You know, J.J. Watt comes in to help out. You got veteran leadership now. A.J. Greene comes in. I still don't know. Are we done with Larry Fitzgerald? Is he going to play this year?
I think he's going to retire. It just seems like they're doing a lot of moving on without him, so I'm going to assume.
Right, they just kind of keep us rolling on here. But, I mean, this is a team that's going to face a daunting schedule from week 4 all the way to week 11. There's not no doubt winner in there for me.
The Houston Texans. There's no damn doubt. They will beat the shit out of the Houston Texans.
I missed that one.
They'll beat the shit out of the Carolina Panthers, too. 100%. They'll beat the hell out of Seattle in Seattle. I don't care. Seattle's worst team in this division is not close.
Okay.
You have that offensive line where you're counting on Brandon Shell to be one of your tackles. And I have J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones. Advantage. Best team in the NFC in 2021, Arizona Cardinals.
You start out in week 4, though. I mean, obviously the first 3 games, the first game against Tennessee on the road, I think you're going to lose that one just because it's Nashville at home.
Well, and the home field advantage for Tennessee is not as great as people make it out to be. Plus, you're breaking in a new offensive coordinator, first time ever calling plays. And I get Kyler Murray and 84 weapons that newly made secondary has to stop. I'll be honest with you, if that game was in week 10, I'd probably agree with you. Week 1, I look at there's more consistency with the Cardinals.
Okay.
There's more things more similar pieces. I think they will win that game. I think they will beat Minnesota. They'll beat Jacksonville. They'll be 3-0 going into the Rams.
Yep.
Then from week 4 to week 11, you need to go about 500. So there's 8 games in that stretch. You've got 3 that I think are, I'm not going to say give me wins. There's not a gimme win in the NFL. But I think you should win. So let's say you go 3-5 in the way I'm seeing it. Let's say you go 3-5 in that.
Right.
You're 6-5 going into that last stretch. And you've got the Bears and the Lions and the Cowboys team that I don't really know what to do with. And Seattle, who I think is going to be so far out of it that you should be able to win that game too.
Right.
So for me, your baseline here is, what, 10-7? That's the lowest I could see them being.
Agreed. But again, I don't think it's going to be enough to be in that top 3 or that top 2 in the division between L.A. and San Francisco. That stretch is just, yes, Arizona is a better team than Carolina.
Yes.
They should win that game. They should beat Seattle. But going on the road to Seattle is tough.
It is. And it could be raining sideways and gray and make you all sad and want to get back on a plane and go anywhere the fuck else the way that Seattle tends to do.
Now, it's a great way to end this this little hard stretch.
Because the team's bad. I just look at the team and say they're bad.
But worst case scenario, I mean, I can see 6 losses in that stretch.
I don't. I don't see it. I have believed more in this team than you have from Jump Street. You've got them at what, 11-6?
11-6.
You've got them 11-6 going into the playoffs and losing to the Rams in the divisional round.
Yep.
They beat the Packers for you?
Yes.
Yes. So you got them beating the Packers in the wild card round of the playoffs. In Green Bay.
Yes.
That's aggressive.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the greatest playoff history. We know this, right?
Yeah, and by then he might have killed half of the front office. So. Looking at my projection, it's weird to me that you have this team that I'm so high on going further in the playoffs than I do. I'm at 11-6 as well. They actually lose the tiebreaker to the Rams in my scenario. And then they lose in the wild card round to the 49ers. I think they're going to struggle in the playoffs just simply because they haven't been there before. But this is a team that's very much on the rise. I think this is one of the best young teams in the NFL. There's just a lot to be excited about with the Cardinals. And then you've got vet guys like Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt. For the first time in a long time, I can genuinely say it's an exciting time to be a Cardinals fan.
Absolutely, and there are going to be a lot of wins on that schedule this year for the Arizona Cardinals. Just, again, they play in the toughest division in football, and I don't know that it's going to be anything other than a wild card spot for them in the playoffs.
And that's what I think it'll be. I agree with
improvement is improvement, right?
The Rams are the safest team in this division. I think the Cardinals might be the team with the highest upside.
Okay. I'm Tex Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. 2021 win-loss projections for the Arizona Cardinals. We're in the Wicked Weed studio. WickedWeedBrewing.com. Drink different.